Start anyway. Okay. So now, let us focus on subtopic 1.3.1 level curves. Semua dah ada pencil, pen, pembaris, kertas. Okay, so I want you to write down everything that we discussed today. Alright? So, level curves. I give you one example. Okay. Before I explain about the level curves, have you ever heard about contour map? Contour map in your secondary school?
No.
In geography subject, if I'm not mistaken, in Form 2. Okay, you already learned about contour map in geography subject. Okay, so basically level curves is similar like contour map. Okay, it's something like this. Ingat tak dulu cikgu geografi aja lukis banjaran titi wangsa tu, dia macam gini, macam ni. Ini tanah tinggi, banjaran. You still remember? Okay, so it's similar to level curves. Okay, it's similar to the level curves. So we're going to discuss about this. Okay, I will give you one example for you. So example, construct, copy this, okay? You have to copy everything. Construct a contour map for the given function. Let's say we have fxy equals to 25 minus x squared minus y squared using the level curves of height k equals to 0, 9, 16 and 25. Okay, so solution. All right, first of all, what you should do is you have to assume. Okay, you have to assume we let fxy equals to variable z, which is equals to the level curves of height k. Okay, height. K means the height. Or we did not hear height. Because k representing the z-axis, so of course k is height. All right, now after we assume fxy equals to k, then we can rewrite our equation as this. K equals to 25 minus x squared minus y squared. All right, so we will have x squared plus y squared equals to 25 minus k. All right, so now we will focus on this equation. Okay, we substitute every values of k. So let's say when k equals to 0, we will have x squared plus y squared equals to 25 minus 0, so 25. Okay, and then when k equals to 9, so we have x squared plus y squared equals to 25 minus 9, we will get x squared plus y squared equals to 16. Okay, equals to 60. So next, let us substitute k equals to 60. So we will have x squared plus y squared equals to 25 minus 16. So we will have x squared plus y squared equals to 9. And then the last one, when k equals to 25, so we will have x squared plus y squared equals to 25 minus 25. So we will have x squared plus y squared equals to 0. Okay, equals to 0. I will explain each of these values. Okay, now Right now we are going to sketch the contour plot or the level curves in 2D. In 2D means we will have X and Y coordinates. Guys, you should use your ruler, okay? Please use your ruler so that your graph will be nicer. I'm using iPad, so I don't have ruler with me right now. Okay, so now let us start with k equals to 0 first. K equals to 0 means we have this equation, 25 minus 0 means 25. So this is a circle with radius r equals to 5, okay? Because this is the equation of a circle. So we will have a circle with radius 5. So let us plot the first circle like this. Okay, so here is 5, right here is 5, here should be negative 5, at the bottom here should be negative 5. Okay, now, when k equals to 9, we have x squared plus y squared equals to 16. What happened to the radius of the circle? Should be smaller or greater?
Smaller.
Smaller, right? Yes. So the circle should be smaller. This is a circle with radius r equals to 4. So the circle should be smaller. Then we have this circle. Okay. This is 4. Here should be 4, like this. And then here is negative 4. At bottom here, negative 4. Okay, next, if we keep continuing, when k equals to 16, we have x squared plus y squared equals to 9. So we will have a smaller circle with radius 3. So let us plot here is 3. Up here should be positive 3. Okay, now the last one. What happened when k equals to 25? When k equals to 25, we have x squared plus y squared equals to 0, which means that we don't have any radius here. So what happened? It just becomes a point of 0, 0. Okay, since x equals to 0 and y equals to 0, then we get 0. Okay, so we just get this point, 0, 0. Okay, now I'm going to transform this level curves. This is the level curves. Okay, level curves. This is your level curves. Level curves in 2D. Okay, let me transform this graph into 3D. Okay, in 3D. Okay, what is K actually, guys? As I mentioned earlier, what is K? K representing what?
Height.
Height, yes, well done. K means height, ketinggian. Okay, K means height. So right now, I'm going to transform or change this graph 2D into 3D. Let us sketch the graph. We have this axis. Okay, please give your full attention here. X, Y, and Z. Okay. Now, let us start with k equals to 0. Okay, k equals to 0 means we don't have the height, or which means that that is at the floor. Okay, pada lantai xy plane. K equals to 0 means z equals to 0. So when z equals to 0 means xy plane. All right. So okay, I will turn on my camera so that you can see my explanation. Okay, this is in 2D. In 2D means this is the position of the circles. Can you see me? Okay, this is the position of the circles, okay? Like this. This is the disc, the front view, like this, okay? Now, I'm going to transform this graph in 2D to 3D. So what happened, guys? Instead of having position of the circle like this, we are going to change the position like this. Okay? Tadi CD saya bentuk macam ni. Now, I want to change the position like this. So, at the level of k equals to 0, when there are no height, which means that on the floor, on xy plane, we will have the biggest circle with radius 5. like this. Okay? Get what I mean? In 2D, the circles like this. Bulat-bulat macam ni. Bila when we transform into 3D, we will change the position like this. So do you understand? So right here should be 5. Here is 5. Right here is negative 5. At the back should be negative 5. This is at the level of k equals to 0. K equals to 0. Okay, ni 0. Dia tak ada ketinggian daripada lantai. So ni CD awak macam tu. Okay, and then if we increase the values of k, when k equals to 9, okay, k equals to 9, we have a smaller circle. Let's say here is 9. When k equals to 9, means higher. Okay, so we will have a smaller circle like this. Okay, and then if we put the values of k equals to 16, means getting higher, the circles become smaller because we just have radius 3. Okay, radius equals to 3. So we have this. Okay, understand guys? All right. Now, the last one. What happened when k equals to 25? Okay, when k equals to 25, we just have a point of 0, 0. X equals to 0 and y equals to 0. Okay, because we don't have any radius here. So what happened when k equals to 25? We don't have any radius. So k equals to 25, just point of x equals to 0 and y equals to 0. So 25, just a point like this. Titik je. Okay, understand now guys?
Understand.
Okay, good. Now, in order to complete this graph, okay, let me off this camera. Okay, in order to complete this graph, what you should do here, guys, okay, we are going to plot the graph in 2D for tadi XY plane tau. This one is XY plane. Okay, yang asal-asal ni adalah XY plane, 2D XY plane. Okay, I'm going to sketch the graph in YZ plane. Okay, let me write again. Z equals to 25 minus x squared minus y squared. Okay, in 2D for, let's say, XZ plane. And then in 2D for YZ plane. Okay, tadi XY plane, yang atas tadi. This one, XY plane. So yang ni kita akan buat XZ plane dengan YZ plane. So kita ambil pasangan dia Z dengan X and then Z dengan Y. Okay, so kita fokus pada X dengan Z plane dulu. So XZ plane means what happened here is Y equals to 0. So when Y equals to 0, the equation becomes Z equals to 25 minus X squared. Isn't it? Pada XZ plane, Y equals to 0. So kita assume Z equals to 25 minus X squared. Okay, get it? Understand? Okay, so now let us sketch the graph in 2D for this equation. Okay, so we have X here. Z is the vertical axis. Make sure Z must be always vertical. So kalau Z dengan X, X should be the horizontal line and Z becomes the vertical line. Okay, so now we have the subject as Z. Okay, and then we have negative. So it should be upward parabola or downward parabola?
Downward.
Downward parabola. Okay, well done. Downward parabola. So we will have something looks like this. Am I right? Because we have 25, so we shift 25. Sini 25 ni. Ni 25, and here should be negative 5. Right here should be positive 5, like that. Okay, so now let us proceed with YZ plane. YZ plane. What happened to YZ plane? Apa yang kosong kalau YZ plane?
Z.
X, right? X equals to 0. Yes, X equals to 0. Tadi XZ, Y yang 0. Kalau YZ, X yang 0. Alright, so what happened to the equations? Z equals to 25 minus Y squared. Okay, so right now, if we want to sketch the graph in 2D for YZ plane, okay guys, as I mentioned earlier, Z must be always vertical axis. So Z dengan Y, Z jadi ke atas. Okay, Z jadi menegak, the vertical axis. And the horizontal axis should be Y. Okay, so Z ni dia sentiasa menang lah. Dia dengan X dia pun menegak. Kalau dia dengan Y dia pun menegak. Okay, Z must be always vertical. Alright, so now we will get the same graph. Yes, because the subject is Z. So of course it's a downward parabola. And then we will have like this. Okay, so here should be 25. And dekat part CY pun -5 and then 5. Okay, so now we are going to transform these two graphs. Okay guys, so let us focus one by one. So look at the first graph ni. This line, okay, I'm going to use this green color. This line, I want to transform this line into the 3D graph, 3D axis. So what you do here is, you see here we have x positive, x negative, right? X positive 5, x negative 5. So the line in 3D should be positive 5 and negative 5 at the back. Am I right? So you will have a line like this from the front to the back. Like this. Okay, so you will have this line from at the back to the front, like this. Okay, and then now the second line, the second curve. You have this y from -5 to 5, this one. So at y-axis, let us transform here. What happened, guys? From 5 to -5 of y-axis, it will be like this. Okay, so we actually completing our paraboloid. Okay, this is for YZ plane. Ni. Understand? This is actually the step-by-step to sketch the paraboloid. Okay, but you don't have to worry in your test or quiz. No need for you to do this step-by-step. I just want you to understand how do we get the graph. Okay, so let's say in your test, okay, if you don't know what type of graph do we have by just looking at the equation, so you should try to sketch the graph in 2D first to get the idea. What type of graph do we have from the equation? Okay, so do you understand this? This is called as paraboloid. Okay, ni nama bentuk ni dalam 3D, this is called as paraboloid. All right, so now let us proceed. Okay, we are going to learn one by one. Okay, first is parabolic cylinder. Let us look at parabolic cylinder. I will give you some examples of parabolic cylinder. Okay, a parabolic cylinder. For example, sketch the following surfaces. Okay, copy this, please. So let's say number 1, y equals to 3 plus 5x squared. Number 2, let's say z equals to 16 minus y squared. And then number 3, let's say x equals to negative z squared. Okay, now let us solve this question. Solution. Okay, question number 1. Y equals to 3 plus 5x squared. Okay, guys. First of all, in your test, let's say you don't know what type of this graph in 3D. Okay, before I forgot. Okay, guys, surfaces. The word surfaces means 3D. Okay, the word surface means 3D. By hook or by crook, the question asks you to sketch the surface means you need to sketch the graph in 3D. Okay, so now y equals to 3 plus 5x squared. Let's say we sketch the graph in 2D, in 2 dimensions. So we don't have any variable z, so we just proceed. Y equals to 3 plus 5x squared. Okay guys, so xy plane now, of course, kan? Sini x, sini y. Okay, so we know that this is a parabola. Okay, parabola, right? Y as the subject. So this one positive, right? Positive 5. What I mentioned in our previous class, the number here is just representing the size of the parabola, right? Size, sama ada dia menguncup ataupun mengembang. Tak kisahlah 3 plus 5x squared ke ataupun 3 plus 8x squared ke, doesn't matter. This is just the size, okay? The size of the parabola doesn't matter. As long as it's positive, it should be an upward parabola. Okay, dia tetap menghadap ke atas lah, dia upward, dia positif. But now we have shifting. Okay, we have shift 3 here. So plus 3. So instead of having a parabola here, we should plus 3, right? Okay, so plus 3, we will have somewhere here. Okay, 3. So this is y equals to 3 plus 5x squared. Right? So now, you dah ada idea dah. Dia bentuk parabola dalam 2D. So automatically in 3D, what you should do guys? Okay, in 3D, okay, x, y, and z. Okay, first step is you have to transform from 2D here, this line, to 3D. So where is the position of this line, the yellow line ni, pada 3D? Dekat mana agak-agak? Dia berada pada part siapa tu? Ni. Y-axis, right? Yes, y-axis. So we should have somewhere here. Okay, somewhere here, y. Okay guys, the tips, I give you tips. In order to sketch parabolic cylinder, make sure you have a longer side and then a shorter side here. Sebelah panjang, sebelah pendek, itu cara lukis. And then right here should be the coordinate of 3, here. Okay, so now, if we look at this equation, kalau you tengok balik equation ni, soalan dia ni, apa variable yang tak ada? We don't have variable what?
Z.
Okay, no Z. So when there is no Z, means the graph should be parallel along Z. Okay, the graph should be parallel along Z. So what you should do guys, you just tarik je. You can make it upper or lower, it's up to you. Tarik je ke atas. Macam ni. Okay, sebelah pendek, sebelah panjang. Alright, and then the bucu dia dekat sini, 3. Just like that. So settle, done. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, good, well done. So question number 2, this question. Undo. 16 minus y squared. Okay, z equals to 16 minus y squared. So we will have, let's say in 2D, okay, just to get the idea, in 2D, kalau lah dalam test nanti, sebab nanti soalan test dia banyak-banyak equation, nanti you pening, you tak tahu kan, so you just get the idea by sketching the graph in 2D. So sketch the graph in 2D, we have right now we have y and z, right? Variable y and z yang terlibat, so of course y, z sentiasa vertical lah, z must be always vertical. So z equals to 16 minus y squared, should be upward or downward, right or left? Z as the subject. So since Z as the subject, it should be upward or downward. But now we have negative. So negative means down, downward. Okay, but now we have shifting 16. Okay, kita ada plus 16 ni. So we should shift our graph like this. Okay, so we have 16 here. Here we have negative 4. Right here should be positive 4. Okay, so now let us transform this graph into 3D. Okay. All right. Now, okay, this is x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Okay. So, ini mudah lah. It should be easier because we have z, y. Memang position dia sama kan? So, z, y, z equals to 16, y equals to 4 and negative 4. So, it should be like this. Okay. So, here is 4, right here is negative 4, right here is 16. Okay, guys, now from the original equation, we don't have variable what here? There is no
X.
Okay, yes, so it should be parallel along X. Okay, so you can make it longer to the front or to the back. It's up to you. Both are correct. Okay, you nak tarik ke depan boleh, you nak tarik ke belakang pun boleh. Doesn't matter. As long as dia parallel sepanjang paksi X. Paksi X bermaksud adalah hadapan dan belakang. Okay, so can you imagine your graph now? Okay, cuba you lukis, you tarik. Nak tarik ke depan boleh, nak tarik ke belakang pun boleh. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's say kalau saya tarik ke depan. We have something like this. Okay, so it's parallel along x-axis. Alright. Understand, guys? Okay, so now question number 3. Ini simple je, question number 3. Copy, paste. Okay. Macam mana ni dalam 2D? In 2D, kalau paksi X equals to negative Z squared, X horizontal, Z vertical. So X negative. X as the subject now. So X means right or left, right? Right or left. So negative. Negative means left. So sebelah kiri lah kan? Dia pandang sebelah kiri, negative X. Macam ni. Okay? Now, in 3D. X, Y and Z in 3D, negative Z squared. So dia menghadap ke arah X negative. In 3D, X negative sebelah mana guys? In 3D, X negative should be at the back.
Backward.
Yes, belakang. Yes, backward, belakang. So at the back. Okay, menghadap ke belakang lah. So as usual, sebelah panjang, sebelah pendek lah of course. Okay, now apa variable yang tak ada dalam ni guys?
Y.
No, Y. So it should be parallel along Y. Okay, parallel along Y. So, ni kena skill sikit lah. Dia macam ke depan ataupun ke belakang You tarik lah sepanjang kiri ke kanan boleh lah belakang. Kiri boleh, kanan pun boleh. Okay, like this. Then this one. Okay. Alright. Understand? Dia parallel sepanjang Y. So, you nak tarik ke kiri boleh, nak tarik ke kanan pun boleh. Okay. Understand, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Very good. Well done. Parabolic now. Sketch. the following surfaces. Number 1, let's say z equals to 1 plus 2x squared plus 2y squared. Number 2, we have x equals to negative 4y squared plus 3z squared. Number 3, let's say we have y equals to negative, apa yang saya nak reka ni? Y, kita ambil 9 minus x squared plus y squared. Macam tu. Okay, jom kita start. Alright, now z equals to 1 plus 2x squared plus 2y squared. Okay guys, now question number 1. Okay, before that, what's the difference between paraboloid equation and parabolic cylinder just now? Apa beza dengan parabolic cylinder ni? Apa beza? Kalau tengok sekali imbas equation dia, apa beza?
Ada two variables and three variables.
Okay, in paraboloid, we have all the variables. We have z, x, y. Dia wujud semua sekali. Okay, semua variables ada. Okay, tapi kalau dalam parabolic cylinder tadi, dia ada salah satu yang tak ada. Macam ni, contohnya ni. Dia tak ada z. Okay. So, kalau parabolic cylinder, dia ada salah satu variable yang tak ada. Sebab nanti kita akan tarik parallel terhadap variable yang tak ada tu, yang tak wujud tu. Tapi dalam paraboloid, all variables exist. Okay. Now, let us solve this question. Okay, so in 2D, okay, since all variables exist, therefore, in order to sketch the graph in 2D, we should decide, okay, which plane we want to sketch. Okay, so kita kena decide plane mana kita nak lukis. Okay, I will give you tips. To sketch 2D, what you should do is you look at the subject here. So subject kita Z. So it must be either XZ plane, or you can sketch YZ plane. Okay, either one in 2D. Okay, guys, actually no need for you to sketch both 2D's graph, because in your test the graph in 2D just to give you idea bentuk apa yang you kena dapat dalam 3D. Okay, so kalau you dah sketch, misal kata dalam test nanti kan, you sketch 2D untuk yang ni pun you dah dapat idea dah, oh dia bentuk paraboloid. So straight away sketch the graph of paraboloid. No need for you to plot these two graph. Okay, ingat plotting 2D hanya untuk dapatkan idea bentuk apa sebenarnya dalam 3D. Get my point? Understand? So actually, not compulsory. Okay, if you are expert enough, no need for you to do this. Straight away sketch the graph in 3D. Okay, so now let us solve this question. Exact plane. So the exact plane means y equals to 0. Therefore, z equals to 1 plus 2x squared. Okay, 1 plus 2x squared. Alright, so in 2D, 1 plus 2x squared is like this. So x, z, 1 plus 2x squared. So atas macam gini kan? And then right here should be 1. Am I right? Okay, so bila you dah nampak bentuk macam ni, oh dia bentuk parabola menghadap pada paksi z positif. Automatically you can sketch the graph in 3D direct straight away. So no need for you to plot the graph in 2D. Untuk YZ plane dah. Okay, so just straight away sketch the graph in 3D. So we have X, Y and Z. So it should be facing like this. Okay, tapi dia ada ketiga-tiga variable, so dia bukan parabolic cylinder, tak payah nak tarik-tarik mana-mana. Straight away, you put like this. So done. Here is 1. So settle, paraboloid. Okay, as simple as that. Understand, guys?
Understood. Yes.
Okay, good. Alright. So kalau dalam test, you pilih salah satu lah, you nak paksi mana. Lepas tu you transform dalam 3D. Both will give you the same answer actually. Okay, so let's proceed question number 2. Question number 2, kita nak lukis surface of x equals to negative 4y squared plus 3z squared. Okay, always bear in mind guys, always bear in mind the coefficient here and here are just the size of the parabola. Okay, itu hanya menunjukkan kembang ataupun kuncup parabola anda. Itu tak menunjukkan koordinat ya. Okay, 4 dan 3 tu perkali untuk square variable just show that your graph is narrower or expanded. Itu sahaja. Dia bukan menentukan koordinat. Dia hanya kembang ataupun kuncup you punya parabola. Okay? So don't panic. If the numbers is big or small, don't panic. Okay? It's just the matter of size. Alright, so now let us sketch the graph in 2D. In 2D. Okay, you pick. You nak part siapa? You pilih. Part siapa yang you nak ni in 2D? Saya follow apa yang you nak. Cepat.
Exact.
Exact. Okay. Exact plane. Exact plane. So what is 0 now in exact plane?
Y.
Yes, y equals to 0. Therefore, your x should be negative 3z squared. Okay, negative 3z squared. So we have this and we have this. Always remember z must be always vertical. So now x is the subject. We have negative 3. So negative means on x should be on the left or right? Left. Yes. So left. Menghadap. Oh, sorry. Menghadap ke kiri ni. Left. Like this. So let us transform the graph in 3D straight away. Jangan buang masa. So in 3D, straight away you can get the idea. Okay, x, y, and z. Okay guys, so x, kalau tadi 2D, dia menghadap sebelah kiri on the left. Therefore, when we transform to 3D, the negative side of x means
Belakang.
Belakang. Yes, at the back. So at the back, like this. Alright. Now we can just complete our parabola. Just make it like a bowl, macam mangkuk tom yum tumpah tu. So dah settle, done. Full mark already. Okay, that's it. Alright, now question number 3. Copy. Paste. Okay, question number 3. See, I changed this. This should be Z. Like that. Typo pula. Saya salah tulis tadi. Okay, so now let us sketch the graph in 2D just to get the idea. In 2D, ni kali ni you all nak part siapa ni? Yang penting dia kena ada Y. So Y nak couple dengan apa? Y dengan Z ke Y dengan X you all nak?
X.
Z ke X? X. Kan senang Y dengan X kan? Okay. So Y dengan X terus. So on XY plane, so Z equals to 0. Therefore, the equation is Y equals to 9 minus X squared. Ni order X squared dah ni. Senyum ke masam kiri kanan, atas bawah?
Masam.
Masam tapi dia plus 9. Yes, so we have this. Like this. Okay, this is 9, this is negative 3, and this is 3. Okay, so let us transform the graph in 3D straight away. X, Y, and Z. Okay, now, how do you transform this? Where is the position, guys? Position dia. Position dia berada pada Y equals to 9. Okay, Y equals to 9. So, Y equals to 9 in 3D should be here. 9. Okay? Get what I mean? Alright, so it should be like this actually. Kalau you transform betul-betul dia jadi macam ni lah. Lebih kurang macam tu. Okay, but now we know that this is a paraboloid. Okay, paraboloid. So guys, what happened? Ni saya padam dulu. It should be like this. Okay, saya akan tunjukkan kenapa kita dapat graf macam ni. Okay, ni 9. Okay, X dekat sini 3, positive 3. At the back here is negative 3. And then Z dekat atas ni 3, bawah ni negative 3. Okay, kenapa Okay, I will explain to you. Let's say kita sketch graph in 2D juga untuk tadi kita ambil on XY plane. Okay, now kita ambil on YZ plane. On YZ plane, we have X equals to 0. So our equation is 9 minus Z squared, like this. Okay, so 9 minus Z squared, you akan dapat satu graf, bentuk dia macam ni. Y must be always horizontal, Z vertical lah. Okay, so 9 minus Z squared. Okay, Y negatif. Ni Y negatif. So Y ni horizontal tau sekarang ni. So bila negatif Y bermaksud dia sebelah kiri kan? Understand guys?
Kanan.
Itu
tak faham kan?
Okay, ni Y. Okay, listen here carefully. Okay, slowly. Okay, sekarang ni Y subjek kita kan? Okay, Y subjek kita. Okay, sekarang ni bila dia couple dengan Z, Y ni dia jadi melintang. Paksi Y ni dia melintang macam gini. Okay. Okay, so bila dia melintang macam gini, kita tahu dah bila melintang bermaksud yang sebelah kiri ni adalah Y negatif.
Yes.
Betul, understand?
Yes.
So, kita dah tahu dah dia Y equals to negative Z square. So, bila negative Z square, dia akan jadi macam gini kan? Tapi dia ada plus 9. So, bila plus 9, dia jadi macam ni lah. Plus 9, 9 kat sini. Understand? So, ni saya padam balik. Ni, undo. Ni saya padam balik. So, dia jadi macam ni. Sebab dia position exist tu guys. Position paksi tu. So, dekat Z sini dia jadi 3. Kat bawah ni jadi negative 3. Macam tu. Understand? Oh, mesin numpuk pula. Understand guys?
Yes.
Okay, so now that's why kalau you tengok bila saya transformkan bucu dia 9 kan? Y 9. Betul lah, Y 9. Okay, and then Z equals to 3, Z equals to negative 3. Yes, Z equals to 3, Z negative 3. Atas dan bawah, betul lah tu. And then X pun sama, X positive 3 depan, X negative 3 kat belakang. That's why we get this paraboloid. Okay, understand guys?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, in your test, kalau you tak confident dengan satu bentuk 2D, you buat dua-dua, both 2D tu. Okay? Kalau misal kata ada student dia confident satu 2D pun dia dah tahu dah bentuk dia macam ni. Terus sketch, doesn't matter, boleh. Tapi kalau ada student dia rasa confused, kenapa dia macam ni you buat lagi satu 2D tu. Yang penting you tengok subjek dia apa. Subjek kita sekarang ni Y. So dia mesti sama ada XY plane ataupun ZY plane. Yang ni kita YZ. Dia mesti ada Y lah maksudnya. Bila lukis 2D tu dia mesti ada Y. Dia mesti ada subjek kita yang kat depan tu. Understand? Understand guys?
Understand.
Aku nak drop sakit lah. Okay. Question number 3. Shape number 3. We have cylinder. Right? Tadi apa bentuk apa yang tadi? Paraboloid. Number 3 we have cylinder. Cylinder ni dia mudah sikit. Okay, sketch the following surfaces. Okay, question number 1, let's say we have 5x squared plus 5y squared equals to 125. Saya bagi nombor besar. Okay, and then 3x squared plus z squared equals to 9. And then we have number 3, we have 4y squared plus 2z squared equals to 8. Okay guys, now for cylinder, okay, if you look at all of these equations, what's the difference between equation of cylinder and equations of paraboloid? What's the difference? Apa yang missing kat sini?
Z.
Dia tak ada ketiga-tiga variable kan? Dia hanya ada 2 variable je. So basically guys, untuk cylinder, sekali imbas, you akan nampak equation tu membentuk macam bentuk circle ataupun ellipse. Okay? Sekali imbas, you tengok equation tu, oh dia macam circle dan ellipse. Confirm dia akan jadi cylinder. Alright, so let us solve question number 1 first. Solution. Solution, question number 1. Undo. Okay, now in order to find the radius, what you should do is you just divide everything by 5. So x squared plus y squared equals to 125 divided by 5 is 25, right? So logically, you will have a circle in 2D. This is a circle with radius 5, okay? So now, in this equation, there is no variable what? No z. So this circle should be parallel along z. Okay, so parallel along z. So what you should do, just straight away sketch the graph in 3D. X, Y, and Z. So the graph in 3D would be like this. Circle ni, you buat kat tengah-tengah ni dulu, circle with radius 5, and negative 5 here. And then you tarik sepanjang paksi Z. Like this. Okay. Next question number 2. Okay, question number 2, sekali pandang dia macam ellipse sebab koefisien dia tak sama kan? Here is 3 and right here is 1. Okay, so what you should do is you have to divide everything by 9. So it becomes x squared over 3 plus x squared over 9 equals to 1. So right now we know that this is an ellipse. Okay, what is the major axis?
Z.
Major axis should be Z, yes, Z. So we will have, okay, and then right here there is no variable, no Y. So the cylinder should be parallel along Y. Okay, parallel along Y. So jom kita plot cylinder kita ni. X, Y, and Z. Okay, so we will have a circle like this, ellipse. Okay, parallel along Y. So you tarik lah, nak tarik ke kiri boleh, nak tarik ke kanan pun boleh, as long as it's parallel to Y. So the value here should be 3, and then the value here should be square root 3. Right? 3 and square root 3 lah. Because this is, ini you kena cari, ini punca kuasa 9, 3, punca kuasa 3, square root 3 lah. Okay. So next question number 3. Oh, before I forgot, guys. This is called as circular cylinder sebab dia circular cylinder. And this is called as elliptical cylinder. Okay, sebab dia ellipse. Okay, now proceed question number 3. Dia parallel sepanjang part siapa ni guys?
X.
No X, yes. So parallel along X. So we will have, divides everything by 8. We have 4y squared. Y squared divided by 8 plus 2z squared over 8 equals to 1. Therefore, y squared over 2 plus z squared over 4 equals to 1. Okay, ni pun major exit z juga. So this is an ellipse. Okay, let us plot the graph in 3D. So we have this. X, Y, and Z. Okay. Now, dia parallel sepanjang part CX. Parallel along X axis. So, you buat dulu macam ni. And then you tarik je lah. Nak tarik ke depan boleh, ke belakang pun boleh. Doesn't matter. Kecil sangat saya buat ni. Kejap So, you boleh tarik lah. Like that. So this is berapa koordinat sini guys? On Z axis. What's the coordinate?
4.
4 or 2?
2.
2, yes. How about here?
Set 2.
Square root 2, yes. Well done. Good, very good. Okay, so you buat macam ni dah full mark dah. Okay, so settle on cylinders. Okay, let us proceed with sphere and ellipsoids. Okay, number 4. Sphere and ellipsoids. Oh, sebelum saya terlupa. You all ingat tak dalam video Dr. Najihah tu dia ada share satu equation of sphere. In general, equation of sphere, we have something like this. X minus x naught squared plus z minus z naught squared equals to k. Ada tak tengok dalam video YouTube tu?
Cari cylindrical.
Okay, dia bentuk macam ni kan. This is the equation of sphere in general where the center is at x naught, y naught, and z naught. We have 3 cases for k. Ada 3 case for k. If k greater than 0, what does it mean? Means the radius is square root k, right? Kalau if k equals to 0, dia jadi circle tak? Dia jadi sphere tak? Circle tak bentuk ni?
Circle.
Tak, dia jadi a point. A point. Satu titik je. Macam tadi dia tak ada radius kan? Nilai misal kata kat belakang ni 0. Dia tak ada radius lah. Kalau misal kata ni 0. So dia jadi satu titik je lah. Okay? And next, if k less than 0, what happened is no conclusion. Okay? There are no conclusion. Alright, so let us solve question in the exercise 1.3. Jadi kita ada soalan modul lah. Kita tak buat soalan modul hari ni. Tengok exercise 1.3. Okay, so let us do question number. Kita buat soalan nombor 5 lah. 5, 5. Let us do question number 5B. Okay, question 5B. Exercise 1.3, question 5B. We have x squared plus y squared plus z squared, and then kita ada apa ni? -4, 6, -8. Plus 20 Plus 20, yes. Plus 20 equals to 0. Okay, let me teach you how do we change from this equation to the general equation here by using the completing square. Okay, so solution step by step, guys. Okay, first of all, open the bracket for x. We have x. Okay, now look at the couple. Okay, x pair with x here. Okay, x pair with x. But now we have -4 as the coefficient. So what you should do, this -4 should be divided by 2. Okay, so we will have -4 divided by 2 is -2, and then square like this. Okay, and then plus, open the bracket, put y. Now the pair of y squared is +6y. So the coefficient of 6 here should be divided by 2. So 6 divided by 2, we will have +3. So square. And then now plus, open the bracket. We put variable z now. Z here. Okay, Z. The pair now is -8. So -8, we have to divide by 2. We will have -4 squared. Okay, and then plus 20, just copy it down here, minus, open the square bracket. So what you should do right now is -2 squared. So we will have 4 plus 3 squared. So 3 squared is 9 plus -4 squared. So should be 16 equals to 0 like this. Okay. So let us solve this equation. Then we will get x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared plus z minus 4 squared plus 20 minus 4, 9, 13, 16, 29 equals to 0. So we will have x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared plus z minus 4 squared equals to -9, pindah sebelah kanan should be +9, right? So done already, siap. Okay, therefore this is a circle with center at 2, -3 and 4, and radius r equals to, what's the radius now?
3.
3, yes. So that's it. Okay. Settle. Okay. Right. So let us do one more question. Saya nak yang ada coefficient pula sekarang ni. Let's say kita tengok soalan nombor. Okay, number 7A. Okay, question number 7A. Oh, let me give you another question lah. Saya contoh, saya suka hati saya je. Okay, example. Describe 2x squared plus 2y squared plus 2z squared minus, let's say, 10x plus y plus 3z equals to minus 10 equals to 0. Like this. Okay, describe this equation. Ni saya main belasah je ni. Saya tukar. Okay, so first of all, what you should do is you have to divide everything by 2 because in order to use completing the square, we need to ensure that the coefficient of x squared, y squared and z squared is equivalent to 1. So you have to divide everything by 2. Okay, so first step, divide by 2. So we will have x squared plus y squared plus z squared minus 5x plus y over 2 plus 3 over 2z minus 5 equals to 0. Okay, now baru kita buat completing the square. Okay, so slowly. Okay, open the bracket. X. Okay, now what's the couple of x? Negative 5x, right? Yeah. Yes, so you have to divide this by 2. Okay, divide by 2, we should get minus 5 over 2 squared, like this. And then now plus, open the bracket, plus y, we have the couple of y here is here, 1 over 2y. So, what happened? 1 over 2 ni, you kena, ni 1 over 2 ni bahagi 2. Okay, so 1 over 2 bahagi 2 means equals to 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 2 lah kan? So you will get 1 over 4. Am I right? Understand guys?
Yes.
Yes, so
Understand.
1 over 4. Okay, now plus z. Okay, apa pasangan z? Pair z. 3/2 z ni. So 3/2 you divide by 2, you will get z plus 3 over 4. Okay, sebab 3 over 2 divide by 2, we get 3 over 4. Okay, close. Like this. And then minus 5, just copy it down here, minus 5. Copy dia balik, salin balik. Tolak. Open the square bracket. Alright, now. Okay, negative 5 over 2 squared. Kuasa 2 kan dia. So 5 kuasa 2, 25 per 4. Tambah. Okay, 1 over 4 squared. So we will have 1 over 16. And then plus 3 over 4 squared. So we will have 9 over 16 equals to 0. Okay, so did you have your calculator with you right now? Please calculate the value. Cuba you calculate dapat berapa tu?
Negative 95 over 8.
Negatif tu duduk sebelah kiri ke kanan?
Kiri.
Kiri. Negatif berapa?
95 over 8.
25?
95 over 8.
95 over 8. Everybody got this?
Right.
Sebelah kanan jadi positif.
Sebelah kanan jadi positif. Oh ni betul. Yalah saya kira lah.
Tadi kat sebelah kiri sebab tu dia cakap negatif.
Betul lah. Sekejap ya, saya kira lah. Kita tak ada kelas, kalau tak saya memang suka buat kelas macam ni. Negative 5 minus 25 over 4 and then plus 10 over 16. Oh, jadi positif lah kan? Okay. Positive 95 over 8. Everybody got this? Dapat guys?
Yes.
Okay. So now can you give me the center? What's the center?
5/2.
5/2,
-1/4.
negative 1/4, and
-3/4.
negative 3/4. Okay, well done. How about the radius? Square root of 95/8. Okay, understand guys?
Understood.
Okay. Saya dengar seorang ada jawab yang faham ni. Hopefully yang tak jawab ni faham lah juga. Okay.
Tengah menyalin ni.
Tengah menyalin. Salin. Okay, sphere and ellipsoid. Alright. So kita buat sketch 3D pula Tadi kita baca equation. So right now we sketch 3D for sphere and ellipsoid. I will give you example. Sketch the following surfaces. Number 1, let's say 2x squared plus 2y squared plus 2z squared equals to 8. And then number 2, we have z equals to square root of 81 minus x squared minus y squared. Number 3, let's say x squared plus 3y squared plus 3z squared equals to 9. And then number 4, let's say 4x squared plus y squared plus 4z squared equals to 16. Okay, now, question number 1, solution. Copy, paste. Okay. Berbeza dengan silinder, kalau silinder tadi, the equation we just have 2 variables, okay? But in this case, for the case of sphere, we will have all 3 variables with square, okay? Semua ketiga-tiga variable tu dah ada square lah. Alright, now what you should do here, since all the coefficients are the same, since all the coefficients 2, 2, 2 means we will have a nice sphere. Okay, the sphere, dia bukan ellipse. So dia jadi sphere. Alright, what you should do now is you have to divide everything by 2 lah. So divide everything by 2, we will have x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals to 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, so we will have a sphere with radius 2. Sphere ni paling mudah lah. So X, Y and Z. So we have this. Nak gimana tu? Okay. So the radius should be, here is 2, positive 2, depan ni 2, kiri negative 2. Belakang negative 2. Bawah ni negative 2. Like that. Okay, next. Question number 2. We have square root sign. Okay, what you should do now is you have to square both sides. So we will have z squared equals to 81 minus x squared minus y squared. So rearrange the position of the variables. So we have x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals to 81. So we know that this is a sphere with radius. What's the radius?
9.
9, yes, good. Okay, radius 9. However, guys, when you encounter this type of equation, you have square root signs. In subtopic 1.1 last week, kita belajar. Saya pesan apa? Kalau ada square root sign, itu bermaksud?
Cannot positive side.
Yes, Z must be always positive. Okay, so despite of having a complete sphere, we just have a hemisphere. Separuh saja. Pandai pun. Okay, so we will have a hemisphere sebelah atas sahajalah. Okay. So dia akan jadi macam ni. Dia ada topi lah. Dekat ada bawah dia macam tu je. Okay. Right here is 9. Positive 9. Ni negative 9. Atas ni 9. Dia tak ada Z negatif. Okay. Hemisphere. Alright. Now, question number 3. Copy. Question number 3 ni kalau 2D dia ellipse kan. Okay, so what you should do is we need to ensure that this is equivalent to 1. Kita nak bahagikan 1 jadi kena bahagi divide everything by 9 lah. So we have x squared over 9 plus y squared 939, so 3 plus z squared over 3 equals to 1. Okay, what's the magic axis now? Should be x. Okay, so dia akan jadi ellipsoid. Ellipsoid ni, kalau tadi kita ada soccer ball, bola sepak tu kan, ellipsoid ni dia macam rugby tu. Okay, bola rugby. Right, so we will have something looks like this. X, Y and Z. So X, you kena buat dia lonjong. Dia ellipse, dia panjang ke arah X. Atas, bawah. Okay. So the value here is 3. The value here is square root 3. Macam tu. Okay. Alright. Now, yang ni dia adalah square root 3 kan? Okay, last question untuk ellipsoid. Ni we'll have apa magic axis dia? Sekali imbas ni you tengok. What's the magic axis? Y, yes, okay. So we will have divides everything by 16. We have x squared over 16 jadi 4 plus y squared over 16 plus z squared over 4 juga, so 1. So dia akan jadi X, Y and Z. Panjang ke arah Y. Okay, so dia simple lah ya. Dia senang sikit lah. So dia macam ni. You buat tengah dulu. Lepas tu you buat atas. Lepas tu you buat bawah. Macam tu. So here should be 4. Up here is square root 4 is 2. And at the front should be square 2 lah. Okay. Bawah ni negative 2 lah of course. Ni negative 4. Alright. So settle on ellipsoid. Okay. The last one. Last bentuk apa Oh, bentuk cone. Okay. Number 5. We have cone. Cone. Okay. I'll give you examples. On cone, sketch the following surfaces. Number 1, z squared equals to 9x squared plus 9y squared. Number 2, we have, let's say, y equals to 8 minus, sekali je, okay, 4x squared plus 4z squared. Lagi satu saya nak buat pada paksi x, okay. X squared equals to 3y squared plus 5z squared. Macam tu. Okay, solution. Guys, what's the difference between these equations dengan paraboloid? Apa beza dia? Equation yang ni, cone ni dengan paraboloid. Kalau tengok pada yang atas ni.
Dia tak ada C.
Dia tak ada apa?
Yang nombor yang tak ada huruf.
Nombor bulat.
Ah,
Okey. Dia macam ni. Kalau paraboloid dekat subjek, kalau paraboloid yang tadi tu dekat subjek ni, dia tak ada kuasa ni. Okey, dekat subjek dia tak ada kuasa. Tapi dalam kon, untuk soalan kon dia mesti ada kuasa 2. Like this. Kalau dia tak ada kuasa 2, dia akan jadi square root sign macam ni. Don't worry guys. In your test, kalau you panic, you tak ingat bentuk apa ni, tak ingat langsung. Try to plot the graph in 2D. Okay, so let us solve the first question. Kita tengok macam mana bentuk 2D dia. Kenapa dia dapat cone? Copy, paste. Okay, kenapa dia boleh dapat cone macam tu? Alright. In 2D. Okay, you all pilih. You all nak paksi apa? XZ or YZ?
YZ.
YZ, okay. On YZ plane, we let apa yang kosong tadi? X lah. X equals to 0 kan? So, the equation is Z squared equals to 9Y squared. Okay, so from this equation, guys, you all nak plot graph 2D equations ni, what you should do is, you have to square root both sides. Okay, so bila you square root both sides, take a root both sides, we will have Z equals to plus minus 3Y. Agree with me? Z equals to plus minus 3Y. So, bila kita plot graph 2D ni, always bear in mind kalau Y dengan Z, Z must be always vertical So Z must be always vertical. Atas ni Z, kat sini Y. Okay. So satu, equation kita satu Z equals to positive 3Y. So positive Z equals to positive 3Y. Saya pecah 2. Z equals to positive 3Y. Lagi satu Z equals to negative 3Y. So now for Z equals to positive 3Y, graph kita akan jadi positive gradient, kecurunan positif ke sini lah kan? Okay. So this is Z equals to positive 3Y. And then kalau Z negative 3Y dia jadi macam ni.
Kat bawah.
Yes, Z equals to negative 3Y. Like that. So, dah nampak dah bentuk dia. Bentuk tu dah nampak terang-terang dah. 3D kan dah mudah ni. Senang je. Straight away. You can plot the graph. X, Y, and Z. You buat je macam gini. Buat bulat. Cukup jadi cones. Settle. Full mark already. Understand?
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So next, question number 2. How do we solve this question? Ada student saya tanya saya, WhatsApp saya semalam, cones. Macam mana nak sketch graph cone? Copy. Dia macam ni. Okay. Asyik tercopy Y ni je. Okay. Alright, again, let us sketch the graph in 2D. Kita nak dapatkan idea bentuk 2D dia macam mana. So you all nak apa ni? YZ ke YX?
YX.
Sebenarnya nak mudah transform YZ lah. Sebab you perasan tak kalau paksi 2D, YZ dengan 3D YZ dia sama position dia. Z tegak, Y melintang. Kalau kita YX nanti jadi macam tadi, you pening nanti. You pening, dia terbalik kan. Sebab kalau 2D YX, dia Y tegak. Betul tak? So, to make it easier for you, it's better for you kalau dia ada subjek Y, you ambil couplekan dengan Z terus senang. So, nanti nak transform tu senang nampak. Okay? So, on YZ plane, kita let x equals to 0. So equation kita akan jadi y equals to 8 minus 4z squared. Okay guys, so now equation ni akan jadi punca kuasa 4z squared 8 plus minus 2z, isn't it? So you all ada dua equations. Okay, you all akan ada dua equations. Yang pertama, y equals to 8 plus 2z. Yang kedua, y equals to 8 minus 2z. Okay, still remember intercept form? Intercept. Kita belajar intercept hari tu. Form. Y minus 2z equals to 8. So divides everything by 8. Y over 8 minus z over 8. So 2 bagi 8 jadi 4 sama 1. Macam tu kan? Betul tak? So bila you plot graph tu 2D, ingat kalau 2D z must be always vertical, y jadi horizontal lah. So we will have y equals to 8 and then z equals to negative 4. So z equals to negative 4 here, negative 4. So this is the straight line. Okay, so ini adalah equation of y equals to 8 plus 2z. Lagi satu ni, intercept form yang ni, intercept form yang kedua ni. Dia jadi y plus 2z equals to 8. So y over 8 plus z over 4 equals to 1 kan? So y equals to 8 settle lah. Z equals to 4. So positive here 4. So this way. This is y equals to 8 minus 2z. So dah boleh imagine tak cone you macam mana? Boleh imagine tak 3D dia macam mana?
Yes.
Kan dah senang tu. So straight away in 3D, so we have x, y and z. So in 3D, of course lah dia jadi macam gini. Y bucu dia dekat, tengok bucu dia 8. So bucu dia dekat y sama dengan 8. So 8. And then yang you buat dia macam gini. This one becomes 4 and this is negative 4. So settle. Done. Understand guys?
Yes, madam.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Are you with me ke dah pergi lunch dah? Sikit lagi. Last question. Kopi. Sikit lagi. Last. Please. Ni kat mana ni? Gagak ni kau tengok soalan ni. Dekat pak siapa?
Pak
Si X lah. X subjek dia.
XY.
Dekat X lah kan? Oh nak buat 2D lah. Yelah. Saya tanya tu kalau dalam 3D dah terus nampak dah ada cone. Okay, so kalau in 2D, kalau you all nak buat, okay, on XY plane, text dalam mana-mana XY plane. So Z equals to 0. So we will have X squared equals to 3Y squared. Ingat guys, the value 3 ni, value 3 dengan 5 ni hanya menunjukkan kecondongan graf awak saja, kecerunan dia. Dia hanya menunjukkan condong tak condong je graf tu. Okay? Tapi dia tetap sentuh pada titik 0, 0 sebab dia tak ada intercept. Alright? So now, awak faham tak apa saya cakap ni?
Faham.
Ni X ni
Faham betul?
Okay, so now the equation will be like this. X equals to, kalau punca kuasa both sides, we will have plus minus 3y. So of course lah, we will have this and we also have this. Macam tu. Tapi kali ni be careful. Sebab dia bukan pada paksi Y tau. Dia kon dia pada paksi X. Okay? Kon dia pada paksi X. Sebab X sebagai subjek lah. This is X as the subject. Okay? X ni sebagai subjek. So, dia mesti berada pada paksi X. Di hadapan dan di belakang lah. X, Y and Z. So it should be dia macam ni, dia sebelah depan dengan sebelah belakang. Okay. Guys, you all tak nak tanya saya ke kenapa madam yang soalan nombor 1 dengan 3 ada 2 kon, soalan nombor 2 ni ada 1 kon je, dia tak ada sebelah lagi. Dia tak ada sebelah sini. Agak kenapa?
Sebab dia square root.
Yeah, sebab dia square root. Well done. Dia tak ada sebelah sini. Okay, dia tak ada. Kenapa guys? Okay, jom kita tengok equation dia. Secara logiknya, kalau you tengok equation dia ni, nilai dekat sini ni, nilai dalam ni, dia mestilah greater or equal to 0 kan?
Betul.
Betul tak? So, nilai memandangkan dia lebih besar atau sama dengan kosong, nilai Y ni dia boleh lebih daripada 8 tak? 8 tolak nombor yang besar. Dia takkan lebih daripada 8 kan?
Tak.
Kecuali dia akan lebih daripada 8 kalau dalam ni nombor negatif. Betul tak? Kalau dalam ni nombor negatif baru dia jadi lebih besar daripada 8. Sebab 8 tolak 1 jadi 9. Contohnya macam tu. Tapi dalam ni tak ada negatif. So that's why dia mesti Y by hook or by crook dia mesti less than 8. Boleh faham tak? Dia mesti less than 8 sebab tu Y mesti kecil daripada 8. Dia tak wujud dekat bahagian lebih daripada 8 ni, tak wujud. Dia tak boleh lebih daripada sini. No, cannot. Okay, dia sampai 8 saja. Understand guys?
Yeah, understand.
Okay, good. Well done.